Creature Commandos had the difficult position of being the first project in the DCU, giving it the burden of establishing a lot of the DCU canon while explaining, in some way, the loose canon continuity, and yet it pulled it off perfectly, acting as a sequel to 2 of the 3 loose canon projects while connecting in some way or another to every single upcoming confirmed DCU project, of which there are 17, with just 1, maybe 1.5 exceptions. Try to guess which one. In this video, I'll be going over exactly how Creature Commandos connects to each DCU project. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe till we get to 150,000 subscribers, and join as a YouTube member for as low as 99 cents a month to help support the channel and for a few perks like early access to videos. Looking back, there are 3 loose canon projects, and Creature Commandos is a direct sequel to 2 of them. A few of the characters return from the Suicide Squad, including Amanda Waller, Weasel, and Johnny Cannabis, all of whom have their voice actors returning, while Peacemaker and King Shark both cameo without their voice actors returning. Peacemaker has no lines, King Shark is recast. Belle Reve is a location that returns, previously being the base of Task Force X, a group that is referenced alongside Rick Flag Jr., one of the members, and specifically his death, mentioned to have taken place 2 years ago as a part of something called Project Starfish, a reference to Project Starfish in the Suicide Squad, and almost certainly confirming Starro. Weasel is mentioned to have taken part in this project as well, and also he had a bad time, which makes sense because in the Suicide Squad, he drowned. Peacemaker has a lot of the same overlapping characters like Peacemaker himself, Amanda Waller, and Johnny Cannabis, but alongside Peacemaker, also Judo Master and Vigilante cameo. It should be mentioned that these cameos, alongside many more that will be mentioned, are from Cersei's vision of a now seemingly diverted future, something that will be a big source of connecting tissue in this video, but it goes a lot beyond that for many projects, I swear. Leota Adebayo is mentioned, although only as Waller's daughter, not in name, and is said to have outed Waller in Task Force X, an event from the Peacemaker finale that directly led to the creation of Task Force M and the events of this series. Johnny Cannabis has a broken leg throughout the entirety of this series, which is a direct reference to the events of the finale of Peacemaker, which are also mentioned, as he mentioned that he broke his leg during an alien invasion. In Peacemaker, that was an alien invasion done by the Butterflies. Finally, for the loose canon projects is Blue Beetle, which only has a tiny connection through the appearance of Jaime Reyes and Kaji Da in a cameo in Cersei's vision. That is something, it's a cameo of the main character, but it is, after all, just a cameo. This video is brought to you by Manta Sleep, a company dedicated to giving you quality sleep with their super comfortable sleep masks that are meant to push out their pro-nap movement, which is definitely where I found the most use. The masks are really comfortable and completely shut off the light that gets into the room during the day, which was always a problem for me. Now it isn't. They're also completely adjustable to both your eye placement and head size. There are also many different options to choose from, so you can pick from which one is most suitable to you, including one that has Bluetooth capabilities if you want a specific sound to fall asleep to as well. For all the rest, they come with earplugs to drown out the sound, which are also really comfortable. Make sure to use my link in the description or in the cards, and then use discount code TBL10 for 10% off your purchase, while also along the way supporting the channel. And let's get back to the video. 2025 has 2 remaining releases, and Creature Commandos connects to both quite a bit. Superman features 6 characters overlapping with the series, including Rick Flag Sr. making the jump to live action, with Frank Grillo reprising his role, although this time without white hair, rather black, which doesn't really look as good, but whatever, likely as a representative of Argus as well, both being direct connections to the show. The other 6 characters are all superheroes cameoing in Cersei's vision, those being Superman, Supergirl, Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl. Also in Cersei's vision, Metropolis and the Daily Planet make their DCU debuts, the primary settings of the upcoming movie. Peacemaker Season 2 is obviously a bit closer to Creature Commandos, being in the Argus side of the DCU, with the Peacemaker cameos from Cersei's vision returning, alongside Johnny Cannabis and Rick Flag Sr., where unlike in Superman, where he'll have a small role, Flag will be a series regular in Peacemaker Season 2, which means we'll probably see him dancing in the intro, which will in turn also connect back to the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker's killing of Flag's son. Beyond that, Argus will be heavily featured, with new members being introduced like Sasha Bordeaux and Langston Fleury. I'm sure the Commandos and some of the events of the series will also be mentioned, but we don't yet know that for sure. I also think Waller appearing is very likely. Moving on to 2026, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow has just one brief connection, with Kara appearing in Cersei's vision, while Lanterns has that as well with Guy Gardner cameo, but also it's possible that Star Sapphire was referenced, and I'd be surprised if Carol Ferris isn't at least referenced in the show, and if she doesn't appear that will be a shame, but it's very possible that she won't. Regardless, this is clearly a connection to the Green Lantern franchise. A much stronger connection is to the following 2026 release, Clayface. Gotham City and Batman both appear, which I'm sure will be the case in Clayface as well, but obviously more than anything is the actual appearance of Clayface. Clayface worked alongside Alana Rostovic and was exploded by Eric Frankenstein using electricity, later still looking dead when Waller came by. Now we don't actually know anything about this Clayface, we don't know his name, and we also don't know anything about the Clayface in the upcoming movie. We don't know his name either. It's possible that this is a different Clayface to the one the movie will focus on, but even if that is true, this is still a Clayface, making for a strong connection to the upcoming movie. Every other confirmed project does not have a confirmed year of release. Obviously, the project with the strongest connection will be Creature Commandos Season 2, obviously. Set up at the end of Season 1, we could assume that all of the members of the Commandos will be returning, like the Bride, G.I. Robot, Dr. Phosphorus, Weasel, King Shark, Nosferatu, and Khalees. This, alongside the returning location of Belle Reve, likely also Amanda Waller, Johnny Connamos, and more. Events will surely be mentioned, Argus will surely be involved, other characters will surely return, and who knows, maybe Season 1's plot will be continued. I don't have to explain why Creature Commandos Season 2 connects to Season 1. Similarly is Waller, which is another series in the Argus side of the world, alongside Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, and also the Suicide Squad, with the confirmed returning characters from this series being Amanda Waller and Johnny Connamos. Again, it could be assumed that Belle Reve and Argus will be involved, and that the Commandos and these events will be referenced. Maybe even one of the members will appear. Sergeant Rock is a practically confirmed project with a strong connection to Creature Commandos in that Rock and Easy Company made their debuts in the third episode. Aside from Rock, this includes Little Sure Shot, Bulldozer, Wildman, Canary, Four Eyes, and with the mention of Bogman. This also includes G.I. Robot, who we don't know if he'll appear in Sergeant Rock, but he is the only character who is a member of both Easy Company and the Creature Commandos. It also showcases the time period of the 1940s and World War II. A few of the Teen Titans appear in cameos, all potentially connecting to Teen Titans, including Starfire, who I think is a guaranteed one, as well as Damian Wayne aka Robin and Wally West. Damian appearing also connects to The Brave and the Bold, alongside the appearances of Batman, not just in the possible future, but also in the actual canon past events, establishing a bit of his rogues gallery like Phosphorus, Clayface, and Orca, as well as a bit of the timeline. Gotham City also appears with a good amount of screen time. If Dynamic Duo is in the DCU, then all of this is true for that as well. There will also be another Batman spin-off movie, possibly in the DCU, starring Bane and Deathstroke, which, to be honest, doesn't really have any connections to this season as far as we know, unless you stretch a bit, because Bane does connect to Batman, and Deathstroke connects to the Teen Titans, or even Nightwing, since Bloodhaven was mentioned. But again, those are definitely stretches. Still, there is something to stretch for, which isn't true for one project. Paradise Lost has a surprising amount of connecting tissue, include the large role given to Cersei, a prominent Wonder Woman villain. She's usually ageless and then could very well play a role in Paradise Lost. I'd be surprised if she doesn't. Also, the Amazonians are seen in Themyscira just a few minutes into the series. This may mean nothing since this isn't actually a Wonder Woman show, but other Wonder Woman villains appear as well, specifically Egg Fu and Crimson Centipede, while Diana cameos in the possible future. Also cameoing in this vision are Booster Gold, as well as Blue Beetle and Kajida, connecting to Booster Gold and the Blue Beetle animated series, respectively. Swamp Thing was meant to cameo as well, but that was cut. Luckily, there is likely still connecting tissue, as a good portion of the series takes place in Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana, which is where Swamp Thing operates, meaning it'll likely be the movie's primary setting. And finally, the one DCU project that does not connect to Creature Commandos in any way is The Authority, but even then, it's 1 degree away, as Superman will feature one of its members. And if Superman then appears in The Authority, then even that will connect to Creature Commandos. Going forward, the show has the potential to connect to an insane amount of projects, focusing on a number of different characters, including Wonder Woman as previously mentioned. The Metal Men were directly set up, Green Arrow with the appearance of Star City, Nightwing with the mention of Bloodhaven, Firestorm with appearances of Weasel and Hyena, Aquaman with an appearance of the Fisherman, Doom Patrol with an appearance of the Animal Vegetable Mineral Man, Atom with the appearance of the Bug-Eyed Bandit, The Flash with with the appearance of Wally West and Grodd, and of course the Justice League, with the appearance of what looks like the Justice League and many of its members throughout the series. I've said it before, but this show is an absolute masterclass in world building. Thanks so much for watching.